There's a lot of potential with AI. No, there's a lot of buzz in the industry about what problems it can solve, how it can help with efficiencies in trading, providing better access and information to different types of users. We're starting at CME Group thinking about more elements that would already be publicly available where AI could bring more efficiency in that space, whether it's through website chat features or total cost to trade analysis. Those are the areas where we're starting at CME Group to be able to bring faster and more efficient trading decisions to market participants.
How is CME Group preparing for the implementation of the US Treasury clearing mandate?
We're very much looking forward to the Treasury clearing mandate. As you're probably aware, we've had a partnership with the Fixed Income Clearing Corporation for 2 decades now that has really allowed us to bring margin efficiencies to the Treasury market, cross-margining cash activity that's cleared at FIC and futures activity for interest rates that's cleared at CME. And so that partnership for us is very important and I think timely in being able to expand that to customers. We're very actively engaged with FIC and the CFTC and the SEC to be able to expand that program to customers. We're also working on our own securities clearing offering and applying with a new clearinghouse to be a clearing agency regulated by the SEC, knowing that we play a very important role in the interest rate market for futures, options, and swaps, and can continue to expand capital efficiencies as being able to offer clearing of repo and cash treasuries as well.
What impact will this have on market liquidity and trading volumes?
It's hard to predict. As with any clearing mandates, I think there's an excitement around market access and opportunity that can bring to new types of users to the ecosystem. On the volume side, we already clear a tremendous amount of interest rate volume every day in our current clearinghouse. And so we're confident that we'll be able to bring those efficiencies to this space as well. And again, focusing on capital efficiencies, that should also help access for new types of participants manage the costs associated with coming into clearing.
How will centralized clearing of treasuries affect margin requirements and collateral management practices?
On the margining side, we've been working to migrate our existing asset classes to our Span 2 margin model. That model will be extended for the new clearinghouse to support clearing of cash treasuries and repo. And the collateral services that we offer today will be a similar infrastructure to what we can provide in our new clearinghouse under SEC regulations. We are hopeful and confident that market participants that face us today will have an easier time adapting to our new clearinghouse offering for Treasury and repo clearing, knowing that we're leveraging many of the practices that we have today for futures and options and swaps.
What innovations are being implemented to handle the increased clearing volume?
We're always scaling for additional volume. It's part of our practice every day is to be able to continue managing peak volumes through our existing clearinghouse. We are also working on migrating to the cloud, and we've started with data and post-trade services for our cloud migration strategy initially, knowing that there's a lot of scalability that cloud services can bring to the marketplace. Our plans are to be able to be clearing in the cloud by the middle of next year. And then we are also working to migrate markets to the cloud as well. And those infrastructure enhancements, I think, will bring additional scalability even to the Treasury market as we think about clearing cash treasuries and repo in the cloud. We've also been able to already migrate our online risk calculation engine that we call CME Core to the cloud. There's a lot of discussion in the marketplace about the importance of transparency in margin calculations, and users really want a tool or tools online that they can use to be able to predict what their own margin requirements might be. And cloud is a perfect use case for providing that scalability. So in addition to moving the clearing cycle and post-trade services to the cloud, we already had migrated our online calculation engine for margin purposes and been able to provide additional historical calculations that scale with increased demand from customers.
What role will tokenization play in the future of clearing?
I think there's a lot of buzz in the industry about efficiencies and friction points that can be alleviated with faster movement of value. There's also a lot of discussion about the evolution to 24/7 trading. The two of those really go hand in hand. To be able to trade and clear on a 24/7 basis, you also need to be able to remove risk from the system off traditional banking hours through movement of value. And tokenization is certainly one way that value could be transferred outside of traditional banking hours, depending on the type of asset that's being used and tokenized. So we are exploring that, and we think there's a role for tokenization and digital assets to play in moving to the 24/7 model, but it is early days, and it is important that the industry come together on solving those types of problems.
How is CME Group addressing cybersecurity as clearing becomes increasingly digitized?
Cybersecurity is a very important topic and a very large focus of ours, as many companies are facing the same challenges together to remain vigilant and prevent or protect against attacks. So for us, it's an active daily conversation. We strive to make sure that we have the best standards in place and the best monitoring in place to be able to manage those risks and take very seriously our obligation as market infrastructure and being able to do that every day.
What impact will the mandate have on the smaller market participants?
Our Treasury clearing offering is meant to be able to provide access to all different types of market participants, all different sizes. The pivotal point of our offering really is to be able to introduce a model that supports done away and done with activity, so market choice can evolve based on the type of market participant and the economics of that trade and their relationship with the clearing member, and support the needs of multiple types of users. So for us, our focus has been on participants of all sizes and being able to present a few different options for market access that will alleviate the pressure points of all different market participants. So our model is more direct with the user, and that the securities will settle directly with the clearinghouse, but there will still be a clearing member guarantor that supports the user for purposes of providing a financial guarantee. And if the user chooses to have the clearing member provide margin services for the user, then they can use the clearing member to meet margin every day at the clearinghouse, aside from the settlement of the trade.
What other regulatory or technological changes do you see on the horizon?
Thinking about benefits of cloud in trading and clearing, the additional access and scalability that can come from cloud migration, also being able to bring to market new products and services that are cloud solutions, and making that technology more easily accessible to different types of market participants. Certainly that is what we think the frontier will be for the evolution of the derivatives market, and thinking about expanding that to other types of markets as well, Treasury cash clearing being one of those. I do think that AI will play a role, tokenization will play a role. Many of those are hot words and hot topics to discuss in the industry today, but it is really important that we start with the friction points and use those as avenues for reducing friction. Sometimes the discussion evolves first by talking about the solution, not necessarily the problems that it can solve. So we are always very focused on the frictions in the marketplace today.